Jesus Christ!
Guys.
In the blink of an eye, I'm convinced. Hallelujah, brother.
Wait,
Guys.
what side is it on?
Channel 4.
Channel
Guys.
4 now.
We are now live. Welcome to the agenda, guys. Yes, look, you caught us a bit off guard there, but look, we did have a discussion about Rashford not being worth the money. Andy had a little scream just in, and just now, just as we've gone live, guess what? Rashford scored. Will it change his mind? Is Rashford really worth 375 grand a week, guys? Let's get the show on the road. First things first, I forgot my manners. Andy, how are you, sir?
I'm good, mate. I'm nursing an inflamed ankle. I have to keep it levitated. So yeah, the swelling's killing me after work. So yeah, but I've got plenty of days rest ahead of me, and I'm just chilling.
That's what
Andy,
I like to.
Andy, you have to explain what happened. How did you how did you turn your ankle?
I damaged my ligaments about 18 months ago, and they've healed very slowly, but they're prone to strain, heavy lifting, and walking on the street as well, riding my bike, and it's like it's like a ligament damage. It'll, like you say, if you're a young, energetic 20-year-old, you'll heal. You're a footballer, but in your 40s, mate, it takes about 20 years to heal, not 20 weeks.
Well, wish you a speedy recovery, and yeah, bad ankles, that's not good. Harry Kane style. We don't want that at Man United, that's for sure. Can I just say how funny it was? We were just discussing before the show, guys, about Marcus Rashford. We just don't seeing our opinion on it. And apparently, well, obviously Andy's watching the game, and I say, he just missed a sitter from 5 yards. He's not worth it. And 2 minutes later, he scored. Oh, dear. So we might change our mind on this one. It's going to be a good discussion. Big T is actually saying he's not worth it. End of debate. Let's go home. But we're not going home yet. We're going to talk about this. We're going to detail.
Look, obviously, he's down to what his last year. We've got the option to extend his contract. Some mistakes have been made. Not to say Harry Maguire, although I really, really want to. But if you look at Wayne Rooney, prime example, we ended up paying him what 300 grand a week. And then the last 2 years we had to pay him off to get him out of the club. Alexis Sanchez, again, big wages, 500 grand a week then, to be fair. Everybody talks about.
I liked him.
Did you?
I did. I really felt for him, but it just didn't work out. Because he was on fire at Arsenal, and where did it go?
Yeah, he left his fire down south, where he shut out that fire on the way up to us. Boy, bloody hell! Yeah. So look, we made a mistake with him as well. Now, De Gea, again, most recent. He was on 375. We're now trying to get him down to 200 grand a week because obviously his level has dropped off and he's going to be no longer number one choice, depending on the situation. Rashford, 375. Talk to me, guys. Talk to me.
Oh, wait. Are we bumping heads on this? Because I want to hear what Andy's got to say on this one. Because
is that another Rashford notification? Has he scored again? Because you cannot. We are basically, we're trying to get transfers in. We're trying to negotiate with Wonga loans. We're negotiating with pennies, Lego bricks, Freddos, chocolate. We're trying to negotiate with everything. We'll give you Freddos for that player, this player. We haven't got enough money until the off-field problems are resolved. So why would you pay that amount of money for a striker who is, to be fair, he has been brilliant this year, but the year before he was stinking the place out and wanting to leave. And he was lucky. He was eyeing up the croissants on the Champs-Elysees and going up the Eiffel Tower and looking at the views. Wanted to play with Messi and his best mate Mbappe. So, you know, it's a he wants to be a number 9. I've heard this Ten Hag will say, I'll be your number 9, but he's better coming in from the wing. Why? It's just crazy money. I know this is a deal that would basically take him into his 30s, at the peak of his career now. But big games, where was it? Fair enough, everybody. Where was it at the big games? Where was he in the cup final? Where was it? Where was he in the Europa League final a few years ago? I was thinking of that today when I was coming home from work in the morning. 6 in the morning, I heard about this, Rashford and his contract. So you never delivered in the big matches. Maybe once or twice here in a League Cup final. Fair enough, Rashford. I love you. Your off-field stuff, you put that to the side now. It's not affecting you at all. That is brilliant. But I need to see more. Because if we don't get a striker, you're going to plow all the wages into this for this season. But basically, if you're telling me if we can't get transfers in, you're going to blow the budget and put Rashford as our number 9, as our main source of goals, and maybe even keep Martial, which is a nightmare in itself. I can't comprehend that. So I don't know, because where the goal's going to come from. If we're scripping and scrapping for 4th, and maybe winning the cup again, we want to be. We're in that 15-point bracket. We were 9 points off Arsenal, 14. If we don't get any strikers in or any additional players, we're going to be, like I say, we'll drop. This is Mourinho syndrome. It's Ten Hag's nightmare. No wonder he's angry and he's irritated. So this contract, give him a rise, yeah, but you don't pay astronomical wages. It's silly unless you go Qatar. That's the only way to do it.
All right. OMONDI, could you go through some of these comments before you have your response?
Big T saying absolutely not worth it. It's not even up for debate in the stream. Now we know that. Big up to Solo, he's in the house as well. We talk about wages here, 25 grand a week for Caviar. Is that from Liverpool?
Caviar, yeah.
Yeah, Rashi gets 375 team. He's a top player, but not 375, says Solo. Big up to Stumpy Candletop. How you doing, man? Salah's getting less sun than him. He scored more goals in the last 4 seasons, says Bart, naturally. Vincent saying, Andy, you're turning into Phil Jones. Big up to Big G as well in the house. And we've got Big Jimmy Mack saying, Rashford just bagged the goal, as we just saw.
We were talking about that.
Actually, he may be worth as much as Sancho, who's on 325 grand a week. There's a lot of money, this. Both Rashford and Bruno should currently be in the Caribbean chilling instead of playing for these games. Meaningless games, really. Bart saying apparently Ramos is off to PSG, and we're going to talk about that. Kim to Munich. We've got Solo saying here we are a club that likes giving. Badly run club from top to bottom. He's saying here Rashford is definitely worth the money, says Jimmy Mack, every day and twice on Sunday. So it's different views here. Good evening to Zoe. Good evening to David as well. Good to see Rashford score for England. You see, he's swaying our opinion already as we go live. Big T is saying, what wage will striker want if Rashid's on this 375 grand a week? If that's a player coming in, that's a good question. I think Haaland's base pay is 350 grand a week, which is less than Rashford. Let that sink in, people, as we Leeds-born Man City forward is favourite for the Golden Ball this year and the Ballon d'Or. Somebody's saying, I heard Rashford's wages rumours are false. POTUS, Mr. POTUS saying, congratulations to all Chelsea fans on signing a trophyless and sacked Spurs manager for the new season. Obviously, David saying here, Rashford's been England's best player in the first half tonight as well. I want to say hi to his Amrit. How you doing, man? You look cool with your shades, and you see your traps. See your traps there. He's saying he's the face of United, and I agree with you, Amit. He is at the moment. OMONDI is the bandana. Is that a bandana, or have you dyed your hair yellow? It's a bandana, just about. And finally, Bayern are sniffing around, possibly signing High Long as well. So different views in the comments. It's an interesting one. This one.
I'm paying him his money. I'm paying him the money. He saved our ass this season. All right, it was only 15 Premier League goals, granted, and Harry Kane did double him and score 30. But 30 goals in all competitions, over 30 goals and goal contributions for Rashford, I think is a stunning season. If it wasn't for him, we would have been in the shit. Um, I believe under Ten Hag, he did improve. Everybody was stale under Ollie. Let's be honest, even us as fans were stale under Ollie. He's had that injection. He's being inspired. He's now being inspired at the club. You don't see Rashford sulking. He plays through injury now. Martial, as soon as a bird falls from a tree 4 miles away, Martial's feeling the vibrations in his knees, and he's off the pitch. The game that comes to my mind is when Rashford stayed on and he scored the winning goal in the game. Martial, we thought Rashford was coming off. We found out at half time Martial was the one that kept right. No, Martial was. Rashford stayed on and scored the winning goal. So, you know, he always puts Man United first. He played 2 seasons ago with a broken back. Let's be honest, he was a mess. He was a mess. No, I'm not having it. He was a mess.
Mr. B, was he pressured to play?
Whether he was pressured to play or not, he still played. You know, he could have said no. He could have taken the Martial route out and sulked and not played. No, he went out there and put his body on the line.
He done it, hurt his back. It was against Wolves, and on the Saturday he played against Liverpool. We drew 0-0, and that really, it was like you got to play. It's Liverpool, and he still played, and he hobbled off, and it was still 10 times worse.
He puts the club first. I mean, somebody put in the chat a little bit earlier on about him being the face of United. Let's talk about image rights and where his face is going to be. It's not just going to be on a mural in Manchester. Let's be honest, it's worldwide. Yeah, so if he could be worth more than 375. Don't get me wrong. If he doesn't score the goals next season, this is his benchmark season. 15 Premier League goals is minimum that he has to be claiming next season. Absolute minimum. You know, I hope he doesn't play. I hope he doesn't play through the centre next season, and we do buy a centre forward. But if we don't, then it's going to be up to him to earn his 375 grand a week. I'm paying him the money, and if I had the more money to pay him, I would give him more.
Don't you think it'd be better if that sort of wage was better as bonuses? If you hit a certain target at a certain point during the season, you'll get half that bonus. Then if you carry on halfway through the season, you'll get that bonus again. Now, I'm not denying him that contract hype, but maybe incentives are a bit better than just give it out. Here's this. And your bank account's going up and up and up, and you're driving nice cars. But maybe an incentive. You'll get that if you score.
That's a good point. All right, I will accept that, because I know Haaland. They talk about Haaland's base rate being 350. Guaranteed, with the goals that he scored, included his bonus, he must be on 800 grand a week easily. So, you know, I suppose it is relative. But what you have to remember is Man United have always been a high-playing club. We've always paid good. We've always paid maybe over the odds, and we're trying to get away from that. But if you look at the players who are leaving, the trash who should be going, then yeah, maybe that's Rashford's wages there in the week. We lost Ronaldo, 515 grand a week. He's gone. We've lost Jones, 100 grand a week. He's gone. Twanzebe. I mean, since the season started, we must be saving over $1 million a month quite easily. So I don't see a problem with Rashford being on 375. Not on Monday. You're just there nodding your head. What you thinking, man?
I was going to say, like before the show, I said I'm on the fence with this one, but we have to look at this. I think if you look at the goals and assists he scored this season, it's more than combined than Sancho, Martial, Antony, and anyone else you want to throw in there too. That is a lot. You know, he's really stood up and represented. And you hear this. There's a comment earlier about, well, now he gets his contract, he's not going to play well anymore. And Andy made a great point. He didn't play well the previous season. So ironically, he's playing well going into his contract talks. Always seems to be the case. What is his motivation? I think he's a mank, that's for sure. And we have to understand what's his motivation to play well. Where he played through injuries, as you guys were saying. You've said it all on the show. He's played through injuries. He's worked his arse off. He's done everything. He's sort of died for Man United. He bleeds red like Man United. So I think that's enough there to sort of say, yeah, that's good. Last season he was fantastic. Is he our most important player on the pitch at the moment? Maybe with Bruno, I reckon, and Casemiro, he's up there. He's 25 years old. You don't be offering contracts to people, like you said, who are old, and then you can't get rid of them, like with Sancho. They start playing well. The difference, not Sancho, Sanchez. So the difference between him and Sanchez Sanchez came, got no affiliation with Manchester United. This guy is as a youth player, has come through the academy, cost us nothing. I think it's a good incentive for him because he has been well behaved. He's a good model professional. He's good for the club. He's a good brand. And it shows our ideology, which is bringing players through. And all these youngsters coming through could say, I want to be like Rashford. I want to be there one day, earning a big wage and being the main man. But not because for any willy-nilly, because he earned it. And at the moment, he's the face of our club because he's the one doing the business. So for that, on the pitch, I agree. He's doing the business. Off the pitch, he's a professional. He's never any scandals, never anything negative. Only the other day, I was getting some funding for. I work with youths and in social services and that kind of thing. And that I was talking to someone, one of my colleagues who runs the youth club, and he gets money from the Rashford thing. Because it's summer holidays coming up now. All their funding comes from Marcus Rashford, so he can do nothing but praise him for what he's done for people. So people who can't afford school dinners and that kind of thing, those kids will go to a youth club and they have activities like we did in the back of the day. Andy, Mr. B, we know when we were young, we used to run around youth clubs. There was a lot of that back in the day. And so fair play to Rashford. That's got nothing to do with the contract, by the way, but these are just all positives about the man. So I don't know, about contribution, everything. Contributing on the pitch, yeah, he does enough. I think it's a bit pricey go from 200 grand a week to 375. If you look at inflation and interest and these things like that, inflation, he's getting sort of MP rates at the moment. And really, we as paupers, like all of us, we want to see that 1% increase or the 5% increase we get every year for employment, not the MP rate. So he's on MP rates at the moment. And you have to compare MP rates with footballers right now. Teachers, nurses, they're the ones that should be getting that sort of double wage.
I think Rashford would agree with you on that as well, actually. Rashford would agree with you. So why is he asking for this astronomical amount?
It wouldn't be something. Look. If you ask for it's negotiations, they could have said no. They obviously think that he's worth that money. I've got to bring up Solo's comment here, though. This is Rashford's ceiling, and he won't get any better, bruv. Don't take the piss. I know you're the boss, so I have to be polite in what I'm going to say to you now. But there's no way that Rashford does not get any better than he did this season. I know you're a betting man. I'm not sure what sort of bet you want. I want it to be monetary. I don't want no hot chili challenge like Red Bull or hot jelly baby. I'm not interested. I want money. I want you to bet me Rashford's going to score more goals than he did this season, next season, as long as he stays fit.
Well, I don't know. Why do you think? Because I heard someone in the papers or when I was reading on the way home, this guy was saying we should be rejoicing around Manchester now, saying Rashford signed a new contract. We should be like a new signing. We're waiting for this new signing. We've been sniffing around, been getting rejected, getting hung up on and that kind of thing. So there was a journalist saying we should be rejoicing in Manchester right now to say, look, that's a statement of intent that our best player wants to stay and play for us and sees a vision of the future under Ten Hag. That endorses Ten Hag as well by signing the contract. His football this season, best spell, best goal return, best assist return could be down to Ten Hag. So Ten Hag looks good at the moment. And any player coming in will see, okay, you got 25-year-old Rashford is on fire, doing the business, scoring against Macedonia, and that's who I want to be associated with.
Do you know what? All of that. I love everything that you just said there because it is. I'm not saying he's a future captain, but he is the face. I think he will be the face of Manchester United moving forward. I'm sorry. I just think that his ceiling. I can't. Ten Hag has improved every player at our club, bar a couple. Yeah. There's no way another season under Ten Hag he doesn't improve. There's no way he doesn't improve. I can't see it. I'm not saying the sky's the limit and he's Mbappe standard or he's Vinicius standard, but he's Rashford standard. You understand? He's one of the best in the Premier League in his position at what he does. I'm not going to have that deeper. He is. I don't care. You know, and now we've got Garnacho, who, guess what, is now going to be inspired by Rashford. Again, that's another reason why you're keeping him at the club. It's what he's doing to the players underneath him, the inspiration that he's giving to the Garnacho. He's an academy graduate. He come through the academy. Guess what? Garnacho now is coming through the academy. He sees a pathway to the first team. So I'm not. And a Solo, I saw it. I'm going to take your £50. I'm going to take your £50. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So he won't score more goals than 30 goals next season.
Yeah, he's going to score more. Yeah, yeah.
You said it. That's a deal.
Is that right? That comment there. Sancho is nearly on as much as that deal for Rashford.
He's on Sancho's on 340.
Okay.
That is what is wrong with our club. That says it all. Incentive, fair enough for Rashford. Sancho, I'm in the comfort zone.
Mentality. That's why it's mentality. It's a mentality thing.
Judge him. Yeah, he says it's mentality. I'm in the comfort zone. I've made it. Haaland, Foden, trophy. Grealish, trophy. What have I got? Oh, a League Cup.
And a retro shirt as well. I don't know. Can I go for some comments? Because there's everyone chatting about this. So Big T saying best of a bad bunch doesn't equal enough. So talking about he's the best that we've got at the moment, that doesn't equal enough. Basically saying Zoe Media House saying Marcus Rashford has been our top goals for the last decade and currently 13th all-time Man United goal scorer, which is really good. I want to say hi to Hydra, saying how you doing well, everyone. Big G saying the problem with performance-related pay is that players get selfish and will spoil the play and tactics. That's a good point.
I don't see Rashford doing that.
Nah. Just off topic, Vince saying, have you heard about the youngest Busby Babe member finally today received his medals for winning the league with United? Saw it in the news.
Wow.
We weren't allowed a medal or something. Big T saying Rashford won't score 30 goals. Now he's got his contract. That was the one we were talking about earlier. As you said earlier, Mr. B, you were offended by this. Solo saying this is Rashford's ceiling. It won't get any better. Speaking of Pogba, I bet he ends up in Saudi, says Zoe Media House. Everyone seems to be going out there at the moment. Mr. B, this is the bet that's been being made official. £50 he doesn't score as many goals next season. My damned United saying fan base has gone mad as Tate. Yeah, let him go for free. We can just replace his 40-plus goal contributions while we look for that goal dust striker we're struggling to get. Memory of a goal kiss IQ of a sheep. Talking about. So that's a decent point. I think we got someone.
Did I say let him go for free though?
Oh no.
That comment. Did I say let him go for free though? No, I didn't.
Sancho should be on 340 grand a week, says Jim Mack. And Ryan Giggs, I don't think ever scored 30 goals a season. I don't think many sort of flat four would score 30 goals.
That's my point. That's my point. He's gold dust.
Who would you rather have, Giggs or Rashford? I'll probably have Giggs, but there's different shapes of systems these days, and Giggs did contribute a lot. So I heard someone saying they've been doing this sort of Man City against the 99 team, and someone was saying if we didn't have Giggs, we wouldn't have won the treble. And when you look back, Giggs was just a fantastic player, man. Let's not forget. I know off the field what happened with him. It seems to like people forgot. People must have forgot how good he was. I loved Ryan Giggs, great player. Did Fergie call him world class, Andy? Was he one of the ones he called world class? When he had a list of world class players?
Yeah, definitely one of these world class quartet. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he never, like you say, you imagine what he could have done if he went abroad. Yeah. He'll never know, like you say. Unreal.
Kate Slater, how you doing, man? Says, who was the person who dropped his head and dropped his performance when our club dropped under Ralph? It was Marcus. When the going gets tough, Marcus is not the player to count on. I'm going to leave that up there. I don't know if everyone's going to be offended by that. Kate Slater, are you stirring things up?
Do you remember after the Aston Villa game?
No.
Where was it? In the FA Cup. It was the Villa game. There was a chance. Greenwood shot, parred by the side. Rashford, basically, from where I am to the door, did he chase it down and try and put it in? No. The abuse, the grief he was getting that night was unreal. And as he left the stadium, people snapped at him and he snapped back. So that is a valid point, that is a valid point. But mind you, that was in a very dark place. We were all in a dark place during them months. But that is a valid point.
Zoe Media House says, if Man United improve our midfield and attack, for sure Marcus Rashford will have a better season next season. So Mr. B be getting paid. Mr. B, do you think Rashford would get 30 plus goals from the left, or if we get a striker? So no, if we get a striker, will he get?
Yeah, I still think he's going to get left. The striker will finish the chances that Martial didn't take, and bloody what's his name? Anthony. Bloody Weghorst didn't finish. Those are the chances. Rashford will still make and create and finish the same amount of goals. More. I'm saying it again. I'm going to say it again. Rashford is going to get better numbers next season than he did this season, and nobody's going to be talking about his wages.
Andy was saying that like he's restricted by talking about contracts now and doing it now. He's restricting us when we haven't got strikers coming in. I mean, we're missing out on everyone. I hear Bayern Munich now after Highland and all our targets. I mean, we don't even know what's going on.
The one thing we got on that deal, he is Man United mad. He wants to come. So on that deal, that's the only thing in our favour. And that's the only thing that might just get us over the line with that deal. With Kim Min-jae, it was like, yeah, I'm interested. But, Bayern presented an opportunity to him, a project. They're rebuilding as well. And I say, Bayern, they will always be in and about for the big trophies. Bundesliga, Champions League. That's it.
I want to say hi to Shango. It's not Papa Shango. It's just Shango. He said he likes Eze. Get him and Mount now. Eze from QPR, from Crystal Palace. We love him on the show. I'm sure, top player. But can he step up? Yeah, I like him. No, he's not really being talked about, but we can now he's playing for England. Maybe he will get on people's radar. But I think he's a talent. Definitely a talent.
Look, are we looking at? See, we talk about talent. I'm going to assume Eze would be right hand side.
He plays central. I think
he plays central.
Yeah.
So, what would Crystal Palace be asking for somebody like Eze as a player?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Now that his price stock will go up by playing for England. Box is saying if Palace charge us 50 million for Wan-Bissaka, Palace will charge us 100 million for Eze. And Stephanie Griffiths, you got an admirer here. Big up Andy, no doubt about it. Edgar saying he said straightforward in his interview for Man United. He said straightforward in interview, his big Man United fan, he would prefer us. He's talking about Highland, yeah?
Yeah,
Højlund.
Look, I'm taking him. I will, and it's not even a desperation. Today, obviously, the Napoli chairman's come out and said that he's not. Osimhen's going to sign a 2-year extension, so that's another striker off. So I think we need to move quickly, and if it's a position that he wants. My question to you, though, both of you and you guys in the chat. Could Højlund be the only striker that we buy? And if he is, I know, Andy, you think that there might still be something happening towards the end of the season. Do you think that would be enough with Rashford as maybe the second striker cover? Do you think that would be enough for the season to at least get us to fourth?
No, there's one more twist in the transfer this season, and we were talking off camera. I was talking to Mr. B before our good friend Armando came on. I still think there's something in this Harry Kane, but it may be very, very late, like Berbatov, to get to the window, in the window. All varies on like you say, where you are after a few games of the season. Before that international break, there's 4 games, 4 Premier League matches. Where at Tottenham after them 4 games? Where are United after them 4 games? Qatar just been confirmed, a few days to go. What do you fancy? Fancy a takeaway, Mr. Eric Ten Hag? Fancy a takeaway? Right, what do you want? We've got a list here a mile long. I fancy a full English. Yeah. Hello, Daniel, leave there. How much is that full English? Say what? You desperate? You desperate? Oh, yeah, go on then. And we'll throw in Harry Maguire for you as well.
And Scott and Fred.
There's still something in that. There's going to you wait and see that last day. You never know.
You got a phone call or something? Because I imagine Andy gets phone calls. He's in on the no speculation and all that kind of thing. If you're going with that, that excites me, Andy. If you're saying that could happen.
Off record, I was talking to somebody there.
Yeah. On
YouTube, off the record. Sir Jim is paying off certain people, certain YouTubers, influencers, journalists to back his bid for Man United. So, nobody is clean. Everybody's got their fingers in the cookie jars.
Wow.
I mean, the shame is, the thing is, he's paying all the people who've already got money now. OMONDI, I'm not being funny, mate. I would promote Sir Jim for a couple $100,000 a week, to be fair. I would have done it. He didn't come our way. It's always the rich getting richer, and us guys who want the Qataris. Yeah. Let's be honest, that we do. It was never an argument. As soon as Sir Jim said, "Oh, he's gonna be bumming the Glazers," then that was it. That was it. You're doing
all the technical stuff now with our new intro and everything else. Why don't you get a logo saying Jim will fix it? I
resigned from this channel.
Sorry, my mistake.
No way.
We can't. Oh, one day, Jesus Christ! I know your brain didn't switch into gear until it came out.
Hey, if anyone can, Qatari can. That's a good one. You know what I mean? Nice logo. Man United gender, Sheikh Yassin. I even said I sent a picture to Errol. Have you ever seen the Cannonball Run with the Sheikh driving the Rolls Royce?
Oh,
5
things.
My mates sent me a picture. 5 things Sheikh Jazzy needs to do to fix United. First thing, win the Cannonball Run. And there's a picture of Sheikh. Win the Cannonball Run. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll buy this and I'll buy that, and I want a Rolls Royce as well. So, yeah.
Oh, God.
This kid didn't know the Cannonball Run. You know what I'm on about.
And if you don't, look it up on YouTube. That's all you have to do. Look it up on YouTube.
Nothing nasty, malicious. It's English cheeky humour.
And it's a U rating, more than likely.
Yeah. If you like fast cars, watch the Cannonball Run.
So, is there anyone else that striker-wise? Because you're saying Harry Kane, I'm turned on by that. I would like to get Highland, obviously, if they reduce the price. There's mention of like Premiership strikers. Now, someone like Ollie Watkins, we've discussed before. Obviously, Tony, we talk about him all year round. But is there anyone else that you think, because the question was from Mr. B, can we survive with just Highland in the team? And my question to that would be, what's our expectation to get top 4 again? And I think, if we got Highland or Haaland, what the name is, no, Highland, sorry. I think with him, with Martial, with Rashford, we would increase our goal output, which would sort of take us up a step. And then with additions at the back and a goalkeeper as well. Goalkeeper is crucial for me. If we get a goalkeeper and distribute out the back, we're going to have another dimension of our play, which is going to make us even better than what we are. And I think we close the gap. But I want to be winning titles. And obviously, you can't have it all overnight. But if Andy's right, and there is something brewing with Harry Kane, that could be immense. Because we are playing it sort of low-key. We're getting frustrated out here as a fan base. We're seeing deals being done, especially Declan Rice and Mount. Those are 2 players I would like to have at the club. So, hopefully something's been done behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's Spin FC. You know what I mean? Look at this, look at that. They're trying to... Everyone's getting angry. It was the same last year. I remember Liverpool signed Nunes. Man City just signed Haaland. And all the Man United fans were absolutely in on the club. And Judge and Mert Arnold went, Why are you being like this? Because our rivals have just signed 2 of the most elite strikers in Europe, and we're just diddling dallying and chasing after Frankie de Boer, whatever he, you know what I mean? Frankie de Boer.
So here's one. Look, Box is saying Veghorst for a second run. That's a no-no. If we had Highland instead of Veghorst, I think we'd be doing better with what we got at the moment as well.
Here's one for you. I will say this, like Jay said this a few weeks ago. Ivan Toney's on a ban. Fair enough. You shouldn't be betting Wonga. You shouldn't be doing them bets what you did. He starts training September. He can't play till January. Say United are in a good position, like we was this year. Do you push on? Do you nab him? Here Brentford is 25 million. We'll get Ivan Toney.
I don't think they would do a deal for 25 million. But I would take Ivan Toney at the club.
I'll take Ivan Toney in January if we need a striker. If we haven't got Kane. But if we have got Kane, and if we're firing, but you say. And I want 4 strikers. You say I want 4 strikers.
You want 4?
No. I'm just saying within the squad. I'm not thinking 4 signings. Like you said, we had Cole, Sheringham, Solskjaer.
But the thing is, we played with 2 up top, so it was easier to manage the 4. I think 3 is probably the maximum. Is the absolute maximum. I don't think we could go with 4 with the formation that we're playing.
City had Jesus, they had Foden, they could rotate. They had Sterling, they could rotate like a bleeding fun wheel. That's the sort of level I want at United. Like you say, with 20 minutes to go, you know what? We need a goal. Kane, get on. 20 minutes to go. We see the game out. You stick on Highland. That's what, you know what I mean? It's keeping them
levels.
That'd be interesting. I do agree, though. You need to be top heavy. At the moment, we're not. And that's an area, as we all agree, it used to be midfield. But now the area of need is the striker position, the striker number 9 position. We've got wingers. We're quite competent in that area. But I do think the wingers need to contribute more with the goals and assists as well. But a striker, someone coming in of the likes of Harry Kane, will change it for us, and it'll be a whole new ball game for us. But guys like Highland, it's an experiment really. We just don't know what he's going to achieve. But he's highly rated. If Bayern Munich are after him now as well, he's obviously got something special about him. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. They're talking about the Celtic striker. They've been mentioning this for a few weeks now. Zoe, Brendan Rodgers just taken over at Celtic. And obviously,
why would you want to take somebody from an average pub league? A pub league, and you're going to go straight to the Premier? No chance, man. No disrespect to the lad, but Jesus, you're going to buy somebody from Celtic. The dog could don a Celtic shirt and score goals at Parkhead.
We got Larson. Larson did good for us.
Larson was great.
I say Larson is an example of freakishness. Zlatan. Anybody could score. Any of us could have scored in the Scottish League and ended up with 25 goals in the last 20 years. You know what I mean? It's just bang average league. That's it.
Oh, Big G. He just dropped a comment, boy. Where's it gone?
Big G saying here. If we only get 1 striker, then Greenwood stays, in my opinion. Obviously, we haven't really talked about Greenwood on the channel since all this stuff because of controversy. And I don't really, as a player though, imagine his development thing. He's a very talented player. He was scoring goals. I don't know what's going on there, but he would contribute, no doubt.
I've heard rumours. I've heard big rumours that he's Man United are going to keep him. They're going to do a big interview. A couple, explain everything. I'm on the fence. I am uneasy with this. I will not chant for you. I will not cheer for you. If you score a fantastic goal, I will just stand there and go, yeah. So what?
That's another goal.
Sorry, man. I say, if you go somewhere else and tears it up, good on you. But I'm just saying, I'm on the fence with this. I will not support you. I will not boo you. You are completely irrelevant to me, Mason Greenwood. That's it. And I'm being different on that.
So for him, it's better that he just goes. But the club, see, the thing is, if he was a shit player,
United, that's the thing.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, but you know, there's certain things I think you can forgive. A lot of things you don't forget, but
I know players over the years who've done stuff and come back, serious crimes, and carried on playing. I mean, I can think of a few players over the years. There was a West Brom player, I think.
What was he paid out in public? That's the problem. I think because everything was out. A lot of these things are supposed to be done behind closed doors. Obviously, everything was leaked and everything was out there in the public, and everybody's made their opinion early. I wouldn't be comfortable. I wouldn't be comfortable with him coming back.
But guys, there's a lot of PR campaigns and all that kind of thing that trying to swing opinion, because that's the main thing here. Fans will not accept him back. As Andy's saying, Andy goes to the games and a hardcore fan. If he's saying that, you're going to have the wickedest PR campaign to even turn his head or to make him change his mind. Remember when Tyson was on, Mike Tyson, with what happened with him? He was on the show before his charges, what he got done for. He was on the show with Robin Gibbons, and that was a PR campaign. And to sit on the sofa with her, and she actually ruined him, you know. And I imagine that's what they're trying to do with him. You know, he needs to be humiliated in public or something. So they are trying to see, because he's still on contract, isn't he? See what happens with him. But all I'm saying about him as a footballer, he's someone would be useful for us right now. But yeah, if he's not going to get over with the fans, then it's going to be a very hard one to sway.
Oh yeah, that was it. I remember, was it a Sheffield United player? I'm not going to name him, but he had the sort of same allegations, this, that, the other, and he went from club to club to club, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah. Impossible situation, I think. I think that's an impossible situation. I'll be honest. Whichever way it goes, it's not a good.
Yeah,
look.
Vincent Bullock has said there was a West Brom player who killed somebody drink driving. He came back to play for West Brom. Yeah.
Was that the captain? Was that the captain?
Yeah, I think he played for Oldham Athletic as well later on. I can't remember his name.
So Boxer saying in an ideal world we buy Kane, Osherman, and Hoyler. We're in trouble getting regarding strikers. And Zoe saying, I would never buy Harry Kane. I'd rather get Oli Solskjaer out of retirement. Why? I don't get it. I don't like Kane, but I would definitely have him at our club.
You got to think, though, is he a mentality loser? Is he a Jadon Sancho in the comfort zone?
No, the answer is no. In my opinion.
Oh, come on! Hey, he's just tonight. Last few days, he's been he's been with all them City boys. I bet he's jealous as anything.
I know. Can you imagine?
Absolutely jealous. He would have loved to have been on that bus with Jack Grealish. I am a Turkey. I drink Zambuca. And fair play to Jack Grealish. I'd have loved him at United. The guy's absolutely brilliant.
He's a proper lad, isn't he?
I
mean, it's
everyone going in on him. Jog on, you tarts.
Alonso from Chelsea. He's gone off back to Spain, hasn't he? Didn't he have an accident or something? And he continued to play. And
there's been a few over the years, last 20 odd years. Yeah.
Ilfie, good from Everton. Is Good Johnson, not Good Johnson. I haven't heard anything about him since the allegations about him. So, yeah, you have to behave yourselves, footballers. Otherwise, that's it. Your career's done. Sheffield United player was criminally convicted. And then, that's a different case. It's a distraction to the whole club. It's a case later that we don't need. Keep the slate as clean as possible and start new season without the baggage as well.
Well, I tell you what, if we get Qatar and Greenwood plays, we're going to have excess baggage every game. I mean, he could get away with playing at Old Trafford, but if you go to the away games,
I mean, Andy, you saying that now? Do you think do you think Old Trafford would be a safe haven for Greenwood?
I
see,
remember,
and that's
I remember when Rooney caused these. When Rooney wanted to leave and maybe even flirt with Man City. The United fans back Fergie, they didn't slag Rooney off, but when there was a couple of chances, you scouse bastard. Sorry for swearing, but that night, after a few in between them games, when Rooney announced there was no ambition, I remember it said Old Trafford won't do anything like that. But I tell you what, they would. It inflicts a lot of opinion on the terraces, wouldn't it? It would.
Well, I don't want to say what I think about these things. I just think I just want to try and focus on the football side of things. He would benefit our side football wise, but obviously there's decisions to be made.
You don't want to go in on the player either, because you got to think is he mentally ready as well?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to put, he's fed off. He's moved on for it now. You got to think of his health wise as well, and his family, and he's safe there. So, like you say, the best thing for him, what is it?
Well, we remember Eric Cantona kung fu kicked a fan. That's outrageous. And then there was I forgot over my head now. Who's the other guy I was thinking of? Obviously, drink driving claims.
quite a few of them.
Oh, sorry. Here's the one. Conor Benn. Now, Conor Benn is a different sport altogether, boxing, but he's a son of Nigel Benn. But he's got done for drugs, and he's had a PR campaign. He went on to Piers Morgan
about eggs.
But would people he's turned to the bad guy now? He's like a heel. He's like a complete heel where he wants to be loved. He wants to be adored by his fans. Now he's probably taken the thing right. I don't give a F. I'm going to be the heel. I'll be the bad guy, and I don't mind because there's money to be made out here, and he's missing out on his career. So they need to decide what they do because
they say the WWE, mate. You ain't the bad guy on the script, and you ain't the hero. You ain't Stone Cold Steve Austin, man. I'm telling you.
Greenwood is the biggest heel turn since Hogan switched to NWO for sure.
Oh yeah. NWO, yeah, definitely.
We'll say hi to Saint Donny Basco. Is it Saint Don Bosco? Absolute crazy money. And Stephanie's saying here, what happens if you get arrested by Greek police? Sorry, I couldn't resist. Okay, we know what's going on there.
I've seen the video.
Anyway.
No. Guys, it's that time, isn't it? It is. Yep.
What's the score, by the way, Andy?
I think he's still 3-0.
Oh, God.
It's strange. I have no interest in England games.
Yeah, I saw it and I don't even bother to watch.
Monday night, and there's nothing on the box.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's either Xbox, YouTube, or podcast. To keep this active.
Did somebody just? I think it's a lot more than 3, Andy.
Oh, 7-0.
Wow. Christ.
Where was that in the final against Italy? Eh? Where was that against France? Where was that against Croatia? Always and never there. That's England in a nutshell. Could have had two.
And he's got technical difficulties. Stephanie Griffiths, thank you. Great show, she's saying there.
He will be back.
Big up, Stephanie. Thanks for joining us. Kay Slater saying, gentlemen, I want your opinion on Newcastle, Saudi League, and the Saudis investing in Clears Lake, which owns Chelsea as well. Mr. B, do you want to touch on that one?
I did hear something about this. It's strange. I tell you, man, there's some bookie business going on out there, man. They spend all of this. No, OMONDI, come on, bro. They spend all of this. They spend all of this money,
yeah.
And then this group invests in, the Chelsea thing, and then all of a sudden, okay, then we want to buy Ziyech. Ziyech is a dead footballer, bro. They talk about taking Ziyech. They talk about taking Aubameyang. I think he said that he ain't going bloody Saudi. To be fair, there's just so these people. They must think we're so bloody stupid. You know what I mean? They talk about this. Oh my! I tell you, everything's like Dallas. Not even EastEnders, Dallas, because Dallas people got money. It's crazy.
If you're a footballer, football career is quite short, isn't it? what you really want to do, if you're a true professional, you want to play your most competitive football in the big 5 leagues, ideally, if you're good enough. But when you come out of that, when you see Messi going to Inter Miami at 35 years old, while Ronaldo at 35 was playing for Juve and winning titles there, I think the more leagues you have, like it used to be the Chinese league a few years ago, that was the place to go. Remember Oscar from Chelsea? He went there quite young to earn his millions. Hulk as well, who was playing in Europe, he went out there and earned his millions. It looks like Saudi Arabia and the Middle East now are starting to compete, and they're like the retirement home for 30-plus players, 30-year-old players plus, who can go and earn a good wage and get something massive out there. Otherwise, and still be, I mean, still they're not going to be winning or competing really, but it will bring that level up. And I think for FIFA, if you look at China, if you look at Saudi Arabia, if you look at America, especially USA, bringing these top players in is only going to increase the standard for the local players.
Sorry about the exit. My laptop conks. I was plugged in, but I wasn't switched on. This is what Man United takeover does to you. I'm telling you, you're not switched on. You're not switched on at the plug.
Saudi League is a top 5 league according to Ronaldo. He said. I don't know.
How much they pay him to say? I said,
Yeah,
look,
exactly.
you know, it's.
I find it amazing that what is it? Ruben Neves is going to Saudi for £47 million, and Man United are not even in for him.
Crazy. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
It makes no
I was
sense.
saying earlier, Oscar went from Chelsea. He went to Chinese league when they were investing a lot of money in the league, and he was still like 24,
26, 24. Yeah, he was young when he went. I mean, look.
I don't understand why they would do that.
Look,
I would take Ruben Neves. I would take Ruben Neves at United.
Okay.
For £47 million, I don't even think that was expensive. That's a good price for a top central midfielder.
Yeah, if United went in for him, Wolves would demand 60 million, wouldn't they?
Good point. United tax. Good point.
Here, Saudi's taking over golf, boxing, F1, and now football as well.
No, they're not taking over football. They can stick with the benzene. When they start prizing away, the internationals, the proper internationals, the German internationals,
Chelsea
the French
as well. Innit?
Yeah,
you can fund Chelsea and Newcastle of it. Seen them rumours today.
Jesus, there's so much shit.
Big up to
Burnley getting funded by the Saudis.
Question from Money and the panel: what do you make of Spurs? Mark Harry Kane to talk to Maguire over the possibility of joining Spurs. Yeah, I hope he does.
I hope he doesn't dribble all over his face. I hope he gets the words out, and I hope that deal. I hope that he can do that deal. As what's his name said, they've been tapping up each other the whole. Tap him. You keep tapping him, and if you need to lick him in his head with something to get him down there, lick him in his head with something to get him down there.
Yeah, talking about the Chinese league, Indian league as well. That's the Zoe Media House where Berbatov went. So it's not lasting. She's saying it can't last forever. Vince is saying it's funny because the man Ruben Neves has been linked with Man United for a good few years, as Andy was saying earlier. Box is saying here, Saudi Arabia needs sport as a new vehicle for business as well. Saudi Arabia want a big presence in sports. China wasn't bothered about a presence in sports and had other businesses. Yeah, I think it's a good place for players to go. But it looks like USA seems to be well ahead, and the MLS are doing really well. And the standard of their football, the national side's going up as well. Did you see their game against Mexico? Anyone see that? The violence.
No chance, mate. No chance. I'm watching that.
Oh God, there's loads. They were kicking each other off the park. It's like this 1960s, 70s game.
I might watch it now.
It was England, Argentina, or was it South Korea, Italy? They all ended up fighting on the pitch in the '66 World Cup.
Oh yeah, and England, Argentina in the quarters, I think it was.
Yeah.
It's all don't see so much of that anymore. But yeah, it was outrageous. Mexico were kicking USA. That's like a big derby for them, isn't it?
There's
pitch.
Oh, I might
Just go watch the highlights.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll watch the highlights. It makes it all worth it now when I know there's a little bit of argy-bargy, the kind of football that I like. So yeah, it's good.
I mean, if you're a footballer, who's going to turn down Saudi? You get to 33, 34. Who's going to turn down?
Yeah, but he's 26 on Monday.
Oh yeah. But how much?
We could lose De Gea. We could lose De Gea to it.
That would take it. He's out of the wage.
I'm going to ask you a question. if he goes to Saudi, are you really going to be upset, Andy?
I want a keeper that's going to take us to a league title. It's one too many. He's the last of the Fergie boys. I got nothing against you, but one too many mistakes this season. FA Cup final, West Ham, Sevilla. Just one too many. That's it. It's done. But I tell you one thing, I do not want Dean Henderson at this club. No way. You can. I will buy you a train ticket to Nottingham one way, and I will put you on at Piccadilly myself. We need to, like I said, we need a keeper. But if this is sorted in the next few weeks, I tell you what, you're going to see some. Would you consider United to go splash the cash madly or do it responsibly?
I think we'll do it responsibly. I think. You know what? It's in a crazy way. I don't want us to do what Man City done and just Ten Hag. If Ten Hag is backed right, we will win the league, guaranteed.
Okay, all right.
Guaranteed.
You're entitled to buy a couple of double vodka Red Bulls and Zambuca shots. So you buy a couple of players here and there, they don't work out. But then you just got to stick to the nice traditional pints, haven't you? So yeah, we'll buy that. That's straight. That's straight. Yeah. You're allowed a few Jack Grealish. I'm going to get Jack Grealish when we get Qatar. That's the saying. Told me that now. So if we get Qatar, I'm getting Jack Grealish. You know what I mean? I think that I should do that as well. Get Jack Grealish and buy some players. And if they don't work out, you want a blinding night anyway. Hey, you want a computer down in a few shots? I'm a turkey. Walking down it. 100 million. Bang. Hoyland, 40 million. Bang. You know what I mean? Get Jack Grealish when we get Qatar. I'm telling you.
I don't think that's a good representation. I don't know what Pep would be thinking of that, seeing them sort of representing this alcoholic kind of English culture.
One night.
I know, but it's still.
Freddie
He's doing it in the camera. He's doing it in front of the camera. At least the guys on the dentist chair, they did it off, in a dark Thailand club. Whatever else they were doing behind the closed doors. But yeah, I think it's not a good look. I was a bit disappointed with Jack doing that.
Oh, you know what? No. When we get Qatar, I will get Jack Grealish on that night. On the agenda.
On the show, yeah. Good.
I will drink vodka neat. I will drink vodka neat and Jack D's. Telling you.
And we'll be drinking. Yeah. We'll be drinking together. Don't worry. We'll be. I don't need that as a forfeit, mate. Me and Andy we'll do a nice 2:00 stream. Hopefully nobody will be watching, and we'll just drink and talk.
You know what? I will get Jack Grealish wearing a Qatari robe, and we will celebrate long into the day or night. I'll drop everything and just get Jack Grealish with this thing. As long as Armando brings the quiche and sausage rolls.
There you go. And one day, good. That's done. Oh God, come on, let's end this. I need to eat some food.
All right. All the jokes about Andy and Grealish going on in the chat. Andy, you need to get a t-shirt. I'm a turkey, deal with it. That's from Vincent. Boxer saying
it's going to be on a t-shirt, isn't it? I'm a turkey, deal with it.
When we get Qatar, there's a list of players that we should be buying. They're all big names. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But yeah, for now, I think the Rashford thing, I don't think we settled that. But I do think he's a top guy for the club. Proved it last season. So it's still up in the air. But I think we should be celebrating he wants to stay. And celebrating the manager as well, most of all, for keeping him and being probably the happiest he's ever been. And there's potential for growth with Rashford. What was the other subject about strikers coming in and other stuff we're waffling about? Check out the show, guys. We talked about everything tonight.
We did. I'm going to say goodbye. My belly's rumbling. So, as soon as I'm on the end of this stream, dinner time.
Thanks, guys.
All the best, people.
Cheers. why are we just pausing here on Monday?